In this screencast, I'm going to add a page to a Recite website and then add a contact form to it and show you how easy this whole process is. So I'm going to start with the site we used in the Recite Getting Started video. You can find that on the Recite homepage. So let's just take a look at this site. And it's this layout here. In the demo, there was a contact page, and I've taken that out just to complete this video. So our first step is to add this page back in. So to do that, we return to the control panel, and here we go, create subpage, and we're just going to use a generic contact page name, so contact us. Select the page.tpl template. That's the only template available for this website. Obviously you can have more if you create more, and we're just going to create it as a live page. So click create. So that appears now in the nav here. So if we return to this page here and we refresh, you now get the contact page. It's just a blank page at the moment, so there's the title, no content. I'll just add some content in. So I click edit block, loads up the WYSIWYG. And we're going to add a form in a moment, so let's just write a message to introduce them to the form. So that's pretty basic. You might want to add in your address details or phone number or email address, but for now let's just keep it at this. So we save and close. Updates here. So let's reload that. And you can see it down there. So the next step is to create the form. So for that we go click on forms. I added this tab earlier, and there's no forms on this website yet, so let's click new form. And there's two forms available in this installation. If you've set up your website to use user management, there might be some more forms available, but for now let's just pick email. So it gives us a default title based on the type of form that we're creating, and you can choose to protect it with captcha. I'll just include yes here just to show you what's involved. Nothing really, you just pick yes. We can add any number of fields to our form, and when we display the form we can loop over those fields so they'll automatically be displayed. We're going to keep this simple and add a field for the person's name, their email address, and a field for them to enter their inquiry. So first, their name. It's just a sentence. You could pick paragraph if you want multi-line, we'll look at that in a moment, but just sentence for their name. And we're going to call it your name. And you can enter a help message which you can then display in your template. Something along the lines of please enter your name. I've already got it pre-filled. And we'll say this is required. So that appears there now. And we can add a paragraph, and that can be their message. So message. Please enter your message or your inquiry. We'll make that one required. And we'll add one for their email address. So email. Please enter your email address. Again, we'll make it required. As you can see here, we've added message before email. We're going to change that so email comes before message. So just grab the drag handle there and drag it up. Now we create the form. And the form appears here. Click on it to load. Just gives you the summary of it. You can see any submissions, there's none because we just created it. And this recipients tab allows you to define one or more people to send an email to when the form's submitted. So that form's created. All we need to do now is add it to the contact us page. We're going to add it down here. So I'll just close this one and load the website in container management mode. So this just allows us to add dynamic content So contact us, that's the page we're adding it to. Scroll down, we've got this container rule set up, and we pick web form, create rule, and now we can pick the email form, and in brackets just says the type of form, just to differentiate it from other forms. We have to pick a template to output the form in. We haven't actually created this yet, so before we do that, let's just return to the control panel and click on templates. You can see here the other templates used in the site. We can organize these into folders, but to simplify things, I've just left it flat for now. So now we add a template to output the web form in the container rule. So under web form heading here, we pick email because that's the type of form. So we'll just pick email here and create template. This will load up an editor. So we'll scroll down. We're just going to use the default or the sample template that's bundled with the Recite. So pick that, click load. Fills in the file name and just a base set of HTML for these fields. If we look here, this for each just indicates it's looping over all the fields that we added previously, the name, email and message. This form isn't actually outputting the help option. So in order to do that, we can add some code, and to do that we can go field help. We'll just escape that one. This might not look right depending on the CSS setup. You could also test for that having a length of greater than 0. And down here we check if the capture is enabled, and if so we output that. So the smarty tag capture, it's a built-in Recite template function, and so here it outputs an image, and by passing audio, because true, it'll generate a WAV file which the user can listen to if they're vision impaired, and just a field to enter that. And so that's if the form hasn't been submitted, and there's also this check at the start, if form complete, just output the details of what they submitted. So we'll just save and close that. We can customize that. To keep things simple, I'll just use the default one with no styling, but you can easily update that. It's a good starting point. So let's return to our site where we're adding the web form container rule. So under display template, we just select, and now this template we just created is here. So tick that. So as the help shows, we're just selecting a template used to output the container rule. So we add rule to container. This is just a message that we need to reload now. So we could do that, but since we're done at this point, I'll just close admin mode. So we click close there, and now we scroll down, and you can see the field, the form here, and the help message that I just added to the template. And these are each of the fields that we added earlier. So we can fill this out just to show you how easy that was to do. So I'll just Joe Blogs. Now this will validate, meaning if an invalid email address is entered, an error message will be shown. And I'll just do a sample message demonstrating the Recite form, and enter the capture, which is Slaupo, and click submit. And that's all there is to it. You can see we outputted what the person entered here, unstyled, but we can always improve that. So returning to Recite control panel, clicking on forms. Now if we click on the submissions tab, we can see the submission, and you can see all the fields that were entered. And that's how you add a web form to Recite.